Audi has just unveiled their brand new electric mid-size SUV called the Q4 e-Tron, and in this video I want to talk to you about what I think of it, obviously, walk you through some of the spec and tech, and last but not least, talk about the design. I have to say, I think Audi's on top of their game right now when it comes to proportions and design. However, this is only true for 50% of the range of the Q4 e-Tron lineup, because of course we need to satisfy the buyer's market and taint the Q4 range with a so-called Sportback version. And I'm gonna go into detail why I actually love the squareback Q4 e-Tron, and I really don't like the Sportback version. I think it's easier to explain once we're in Photoshop. I can sketch it up for you and tell you exactly what I mean. But one surprise to me is the price point of the Q4 e-Tron. It will start at around $45,000, which is just a couple of grand more than the Volkswagen ID4, for example. And this will go on sale here in the US by the end of 2021. It's smaller and more affordable than the e-Tron SUV and the e-Tron GT sedan, and is based on the same platform as the Volkswagen ID4. However, as I said, you can definitely tell which one got the looks in this family. For me, the ID4 design is incredibly confused. It could probably work as an EV startup if some company in Silicon Valley decided to all of a sudden create an electric SUV that would work with the design of the ID4. But since it's a Volkswagen, it's too much of a South Korean styling. It's too wavy and too organic, while trying to add this typical EV look specifically to the front end. I feel like Volkswagen doesn't really know what they want with the ID4. However, the ID3 looks a lot better in that sense when it comes to the identity of Volkswagen design. And I've made a redesign of the ID4. If you want to go and check it out, it's on my other channel, the Sketch Monkey, for those interested. Naturally, the Q4 fits right in between the Q3 and the Q5 crossovers with its 180.7 inches in length. But since it's an EV with a lot longer wheelbase, the interior space is said to be similar to that of the Q5. Alright, so what about the power and the range here for the Q4 e-Tron? Well, just like the ID4, the base model is rear-wheel drive only, and it comes with a single 201 horsepower electric motor on the rear axle. The trim is called 40 for this base model. The range is expected to be around 250 miles on one charge, but as we know, these numbers are usually not accurate, so we're gonna have to wait until they do a real range test of this car to see what the real world range is. But this is for the lower powered version, and the 0 to 60 miles per hour sprint is done in 8.5 seconds. The top trim of the Q4 e-Tron is called the 50 Quattro, and this is obviously all-wheel drive, as the name suggests, with two electric motors mounted on both the front axle and the rear axle, with a total output of 295 horses and 339 pound-feet of torque. However, in this case, more power actually equals less range, since the 50 trim, the top trim, is rumored to have less range than the 250 miles per charge. So this is interesting. 0 to 60 though is done in 6.2 seconds, which is not bad for a mid-size SUV. Fast charging is available with up to 125 kilowatts, and you have paddles also on the steering wheel of the Q4 e-Tron, where you can control how much of the regen braking you want when you let off the gas. It's a pretty cool function. And on the inside, you have a 10.1-inch touchscreen infotainment display as standard, and a 10.3-inch digital gauge cluster screen. Buyers can option for an augmented reality head-up display if they want to, and this will then project moving items onto the windshield, which is pretty cool. A traditional round steering wheel comes standard, but if you're not feeling it, you can go with a wheel with a flat top and a flat bottom, which I probably think would look a lot cooler. Now, let's jump into Photoshop and let's show you what I think about the design here. So this is the e-Tron from a front view, and this trim, specifically this trim right here, I think it looks absolutely fantastic. I think Audi, as I said, they're really coming together now with the electric lineup with the e-Tron GT and the e-Tron SUV. I think they look great. So first, let's have a look at the standard squareback, as it's called here. I think this is a beautiful looking car, and I love that Audi implemented the fender lines from the e-Tron GT, and what I mean by that is this hard curvature right here, or hard crease that goes from this point, almost the middle of the car, or the starting point of the taillight, and then stretches all the way to in front of the door handle right here. And this creates a very strong, very muscular looking line. And here is Rosie again saying hello. She always has to say hello at least once in the video, so here we go. Hi Rosie, how are you? Say hello to YouTube. Hi, hi. So this is one of the key lines that I want to emphasize here in this video, and also the play with graphics when it comes to the Q4 e-Tron. It's very cleverly made to look smaller than what it is, and that is use of black plastic pieces in the bottom of the car and also in the top of the car. So we have some black pieces up here on the top of the car, but mainly this rear end right here, this part right here, and you can see this is all black as well. Specifically in this trim, if we have a look at another trim level, you can see that this part is another color, but I definitely prefer this trim because it looks a lot better. It looks a lot smaller thanks to the black pieces on the car, and also these bronze wheels that you can get standard or as an option, but directly from the factory of Audi is really cool. And you have this Audi logo right here in the same kind of bronze finish as you have the wheels. Details like that just makes a huge difference on a car. And this is probably the 50 trim, as you can see right here, the top level, and this is the car that I would choose myself, and I think I would actually go with this trim level right here. But now let's have a look at this beauty, and then we can contemplate why people would choose this over this. I don't really get it, and especially if you see it from a side view, you have, yes, I get it, it's more streamlined, and you will probably get a couple of more miles in range thanks to this more streamlined design. But what I don't like about this specifically is, first of all, I'm not a fan of coupe SUVs. I just don't see I don't see the function of them or the need for them at all. But I do get that people are buying them, so Audi and Volkswagen and all of these manufacturers, they have to come up with these cars because they want to make sales. That's just how it is. And same thing with the Audi Q4 e-Tron right here. But the thing with this specifically is that on top of this SUV coupe shape, they added this little detail right here. So let me zoom in. This is extremely, I just want to remove it or build it up. So this is like in between. It feels like they didn't really know what to do with this part, and this is the only little part. If you look at it from a silhouette view like this, it's the only part that sticks out of the body in such a tiny little way. We can solve this in two ways. One way would be to just completely remove it, so we take it away like that. We can maybe do that real quick right here, so let me show you what I mean. That would be the first solution. Fix this real quick, something like this, and build up the silhouette right here again, so we have a clean line, and remove this black part right here. So this would be solution number one, is to just simply remove that part and have it be a regular size coupe SUV with no weird, it looks like it has some sort of growth on the body there that shouldn't be there. It looks like it has some sort of sickness or illness when you have this little piece there that just sticks out like that. The second solution we can do is to duplicate this layer, and if we really want a spoiler or an integrated spoiler like that on the car, we need to build it up. We need to give it some more significance in the design, and not just have it be a tiny thing like that we don't really know what it is. So we can potentially make something like this, just build it up and have it be integrated more in the design of the car, and not look like some tiny aftermarket piece that was not even considered to be in the design from the beginning, but just slapped onto the car. So maybe have something like this. I'm not sure how to do it because I'm not a fan of it, so it's really hard to design something when you're not a fan of the base idea, which is this integrated spoiler here. But I'm gonna try and do my best here to show you what it could look like if we just gave it a little more significance, a little more weight to it, and not have it stick out like something that shouldn't be there. So maybe something like this. This looks better. It doesn't look as good as if we just have it without any sort of spoiler at all, or even better if you choose the e-Tron regular square back like this, which looks 10 times better than the Sportback right here. It's a matter of taste, I guess. And I guess when you have the name coupe in a car, it's generally going to sell better. But the problem is, if you just have a regular coupe, a two-door, nobody's going to buy that because everybody wants a high-riding car these days. So what do manufacturers do? They take the name coupe, like tuck it in with the name SUV and the entire SUV market, and try to make it a little bit more interesting, the shape of the design. And also when you add the name coupe to the SUV coupe, people get more excited. It's more sporty, it's more exotic, and boom, you have a bunch of sales. And that's just what happens. But it doesn't help the function of the car, it doesn't help the cargo of the car, and design-wise, I don't think it helps the design either. But I think you get the point of that by now. But that's kind of what I want to share with you today with the Q4 e-Tron. I just saw it a couple of hours ago. I thought I need to make a video on this because it's such an interesting design. I love the square back design, this one right here, specifically in this trim. Let me know what you think about this car. I think Audi is on the right track when it comes to electric cars. When it comes to the design and specifically proportions, it looks like it looks like an internal combustion concept, but they put it in production, if that makes sense. It doesn't have too much of an EV feel to it, but it still looks like an old school, proper, beefy, planted, small SUV. Let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Take care.